it tonight. Wingles is back. They did trade for Wingles and get Wingles in here, so there's a guy that they got. But I can see them adding some depth. I can see them adding some depth on defense. So we'll see what they do, but I think this team's a buyer. This is a team that's really coming on, and this Atlantic division, I can see them winning that division.
Again, 5-6 defense. They love their top 4, 5, 6, 7. They could use some depth there. Lazar's name's been out there. I can't believe they'll move that youngster. You got to give him some time because of injuries and time in the minors. So, yeah, they're buyers, but just little buyers.
All right.
They're not big buyers. They're little buyers.
The Maple Leafs 1 point currently out of a playoff spot. Doug, are they a buyer or a seller? That's a tough one.
Yeah, and they, now when you get this close, you want to get in the playoffs. So Boyle is a name that's out there. You hear it often, that big fourth line center. I think he'd be a real nice fit. Then you've got to look at defense. Do they bring in a Quincy? Do they try a Brendan Smith? Guys with a history with Babcock. Strictly as rentals, strictly depth. Any move they make will be that category. Shattenkirk's name's out there. I don't see that happening.
It has to be a rental for me with this group. You don't want to touch this team. They're looking to the future. They're looking to the process of what it takes and what they've done so far. So we're going to see a guy come in as a rental.
And they've got a lot of space, a lot of money because of the LTI.
Well, let's keep moving westward. The Jets, they're right there. They're a point out of the playoffs. Are they a buyer or a seller?
Yeah, you know what? I look at this team, and I definitely think they're a buyer. I think we're going to look at them, especially adding depth on their back end. Myers out for the season. Enstrom's hurt. I think that they'd be looking to add some defensive help, and Kyle Quincy would be a guy that I look at. I'm playing against Kyle Quincy, a big guy, a big veteran guy, tough to play against, can move the puck, and you're going to get in a situation where you need some of that veteran presence in depth on defense, and he's a guy that I think can fill that.
Sheldayoff is so patient. I don't see them doing a whole lot. Depth defenseman, strictly to get through the season and challenge a little bit because they've got so many injuries there. Goaltending is what they should be looking for, but they'll do that in the offseason.
And remember, the Jets only have 20 games left, the fewest of any team in the playoff race.
Heck of a run.
They're going to have to go 15-5, 16-4 to have any shot of making the postseason. The Flames, they're an interesting spot. The last wild card in the West. Doug, buyer or seller?
Well, they're a buyer, and they just added the Stone and tried to work on their back end a little bit. One for expansion, one for depth. I mean, do they need a top 6? Yeah, they could use a Sharp. They could use an Eves type of player. I think they'll be looking at, don't kid yourself. They might consider going the goaltender route. That would be a shocker. Would a Bishop end up there? I know they tried to get him last summer, but they are still talking about acquiring a goaltender in Calgary. Elliott simply has not got it done for them.
Yeah, I could see. That would be great if they got a goalie. But, you could see a guy like Goudreau. They need some scoring, so I think it makes sense that, Eves, a guy like that would come in with the year he's had, can play in a lot of different positions.
Problem is, Tampa, if they win tonight, they're only 4 out.
Everyone feels that. We're just slowing things down. Right. Johnny Hockey had 1 goal in his last 19 games. They could definitely use some more from Johnny Hockey. Let's stay in Alberta. The Oilers, buyer or seller?
Well, I look at the Oilers. I think right now with the Oilers, adding from within. I look at this group. They're going to get Russell back tonight, a guy that's been injured. We talk about Darnell Nurse, what they'll add. But, you look at that. I think that's buying from within, David. And I've been in situations where we've had guys hurt on teams, and it's like acquiring a player at the deadline. When you can get some of these bodies back and some of these guys that will add that depth to your team, it's like buying at the deadline when you can buy from within.
I think they're real quiet. Let's not forget, the second-round picks are usually thrown around a lot on trade deadline day. They do not have a second-round pick. That goes to Boston for Peter Chiarelli when he joined them as the general manager. I think it's a quiet time. For a team that thinks they're pretty good and could do some serious damage, I would not want to play that team in the first round.
And maybe the big surprise of the 7 Canadian teams, the Vancouver Canucks. A lot of people have them pegged for 30th, 29th, 28th. They're right there. They're close to those numbers, but they're right there. They won't go away. So are they buyers or sellers?
I've got them as a seller, and I think they're really focused on. They've made some strides this year with their young blue line. Burroughs, to me, is a guy that would be in demand. Lots of people would like to have this veteran. Hansen is out there. His contract is an issue because he's got another year and he's got a modified no trade. So I don't know that they'll do a lot. Do they try to move Ryan Miller? Does a team take a chance on Ryan Miller as a rental? So, I mean, obviously he'd have to approve that. So there's, to me, they're on the right track to start a little more of a deeper rebuild.
Real quick, if you're going to sell a Burroughs or a Miller, what are you expecting back?
I think you're looking at a second or third round pick. A second round pick, you'd be hard pressed to pay it for him. A third and maybe a fourth, or a third and a fifth. I think Calgary, what they did in Stone, getting a third and a fifth, has set a bit of a tone. But let's not forget, the team that doesn't have any money in Arizona are holding $2 million prorated back on them. That's a shot.
Burroughs is playing like he wants to get traded.
So, he'd be a good pickup.
Yeah, and with some playoff experience, had that run with Vancouver to the Cup final a few years back. How about some news and notes? And injuries will play into what happens over the next 8 days. We can tell you the Senators, it's been well documented on this show. 4 to 6 weeks, Bobby Ryan out with that broken finger. Mitch Marner, he's going to miss tonight. He's been put on the IR. So Freddie Gauthier, the GOAT, will be in the lineup for Toronto tonight. And Brooks Light put on waivers.
Somebody said he's going to that island off Montreal. Robodot Island. Somebody said they saw him there.
Population keeps growing. All right,
check it out.
We're going to have our game of the night that's coming your way next. This is Hockey Central.
What's inside the fun-to-drive Nissan Sentra SV? You get heated seats, air conditioning, push-button start, CVT transmission, traction control, rear-view monitor, and more. All for the equivalent of only $49 weekly. Choose value with the Sentra SV, now during the Nissan Conquer All Conditions sales event.
Why have your glasses fit manually when there's the LensCrafters AccuFit system, replacing basic handheld measuring tools with a digital system that's 5 times more precise?
Today's Best Western has a new perspective. It's exciting, contemporary, and inviting. Both worldly and local. Stylish and smart. And more rewarding. Get a $10 Best Western gift card with every stay. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. Book now at bestwestern.com.
What's it like using instant cash back from H&R Block? It's like chasing down the tax man to get back every single cent you owed. Paid back to you instantly. Cha-ching!
Bakery-inspired cinnamon roll French toast is back at IHOP, along with our new red velvet French toast and sticky bun waffles. The only way it can get any more delicious is when it's from someone else's plate. Try it as a combo and eat up every moment.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I won the new